We are gathered here today to mark the passing of Paintball. Paintball has died. Good evening, everybody. I'm Stripey. And today we're gonna take a serious look at whether or not the sport of paintball is dying. This question is often asked, but the problem is that the question is a little bit of a flawed question. Is the sport of paintball dying? Really, paintball isn't really a sport to begin with. Why would I say that? Well, now arguably anything can be a sport. Much like Mike Phillips said in one of his videos, anything can be a sport. You know, competitive thumb wrestling can be a sport. Tic-tac-toe can be a sport. Anything can really be a sport. But paintball only really survives because it's a business. Paintball is a business, not a sport. Paintball as a business succeeds or fails based on the field operator and the business itself. When the field does well, we make profits and the business can continue. When the business doesn't do well, then the business might have to close, and that's really the long and short of it. Now, another way to argue this is really, you could ask the question, can paintball survive without the business? Now, in that movie Man on the Moon with Jim Carrey, which was about the life and times of Andy Kaufman, the comedian, at the start of the movie he gets told that it's called show business. Without the business, there's no show, and there's no show for him. So, paintball is really the same thing. If there's no business, there's no game for you. Because paintball is an equipment-intensive sport, or game, or business, as we should probably call it. We require CO2, HPA, fields to play at, and perhaps you could go on to say organized referees and insurance and so on and so forth. We require these things as players. It's not like a ball sport where you can just pick up a ball and start playing with two teams. It's not like soccer or rugby or football or baseball or any number of other sports which don't really require a lot of technology. Paintball requires technology and organization. And it only survives, and you are only able to play it because it's a business. So is the business of paintball dying? Well, as Snarky discovered, well, no, it's not dying. It's not mortal or immortal. It's only, the question really is paintball surviving as a business? Yes, of course it is. Is it dying? Well, no, it's not dying. It's in a state of temporary recession or temporary decline. It will pick up one day. It might take a long time. It might be 10 or 20 years, who knows? It will pick up again one day. The only thing that's going to stop it from surviving is if another sport comes along that's similar, that everybody decides to play instead. As long as there are people who want to play paintball, paintball will survive as a business and thus as a sport. because there's plenty of other minority sports that are just not played by many people, but they continue to survive. Things like kiteboarding, or curling, or lawn bowls, or inline skating, paragliding. There are plenty of examples of unusual sports, but they continue to survive. So paintball will continue to survive. It's not going to die like Snarky seems to think. Thank you very much for watching the video, and I hope you found it a little bit enlightening, a little bit educational. We'll see you next time on The Snarky Show. Bye-bye.
So, I gotta say a few words. This paintball, it lived a full life. This paintball was cherished by the person who shot it. And it will be forever missed. This paintball will not grow old. As we grow old, it will not grow old. And this paintball has moved on to a better place.